Hello. This is a quick just garage review of the LS2 MX701 Explorer. This is probably going to apply to the Explorer C or Carbon as well, but your mileage may vary. I tried to find a lot of information about this thing online prior to its release, and I've found a lot of it in Spanish, which I was able to glean a little bit of information from, but not key questions that I want to know. Mainly like speaker pockets was a big one. I couldn't find out if this thing would take a comm system worth a toot. I'll just give you a short answer. Yes, I do believe this will take a comm sense system, but I can't give you a definitive yet. I haven't installed one, but just after a quick look around, it does appear to have at least some indentations in for speakers, or you call them speaker pockets, I guess, but they aren't real deep. But I do believe they'll go in there. Also, the surface that you could mount like a Cardo or center or whatever you're running, probably not super ideal if you run like a clip style. You might be able to make it work, but that's a pretty thick area. I know, just by looking at it, that my Cardo one probably won't go. But this is relatively flat compared to like the old LS2 that I'll show you here, the old Pioneer. That should be able to double stick pretty well if you're okay with that. The old Pioneer here, I got it on there with double stick, but this helmet has so many ridges and yeah, just angles, whatnot, that it made sticking it on there not ideal. But it's staying, but this isn't going to stay on here for very long. I'll be moving this over. But yeah, comparing the two, if you're familiar with the old Pioneer, it's a very noisy helmet. It's got one vent that you can open and close, and then everything else was open. All these chin vents, everything else, they were just there. A great airflow helmet, but not ideal for noise or weather riding, rain or anything of that nature. Cold weather, fogged up pretty bad. This one, I got a feeling that the Explorer is going to do really well. It's got 7 closable vents, one on the chin, up, down, 2 on either side. So, sorry, I know these cell phone videos are crappy, so I'm going to try and keep it short. 2 on the back, and 1 up here on the top. The visor does move up and down, but only marginally. Oh, maybe I've already done that. Yep, there we go. Okay. Yeah, it's got 2 indentations there. The visor, yeah, the peak moves up and down, sorry. The visor only has an indentation up at the very top. It doesn't appear to rub, but man, it's pretty close. So that was an issue on the old Pioneer that I didn't like, is that I did wind up with a scratch on my visor from the peak, but nothing major. But anyway, yeah, it's got 1 indentation up at the top. It's got this single button push system, which is really hard to actuate, so I'm not going to bother on a table, but it works all right when it's on your head. You just push it, it pops the visor open just a little bit, and you can thumb it up. So not an ideal helmet if you like having it just cracked, but this is pretty sticky, so it'll probably hold in its place. It does have the drop down visor. If you're researching this helmet, you probably already know that, but I'll show it off anyway. Kind of similar problem with the old Pioneer is that it doesn't really drop down quite as far as you'd want it to. But on the old one, you kind of pull it down with your hand a little bit once it was fully down. On this one, I don't think that's really much of an option because there is a hard stop in there. So where it stops is where it stops, I believe. Uh, New ratchet system compared to the old system. I'll show you the old system real quick if you weren't familiar. You know, old one was plastic. Not a fan of ratchets, but you know, it worked. This one's, I don't know, it's plastic. This newer one's at least metal wrapped in plastic, so anywho, it's got this magnetic type tab. It works all right. I'm a bit more of the fan of the older style, but this one seems fine. It's got an air dam. I think that's what they're called. Anyway, I believe it's removable, but I'm not 100% sure. Quick release for the cheek pads. Again, inside, and you know, guys, this is next to possible to show. I'm sure you're aware, but yeah, I do feel what appears to be a pretty clear speaker indent. So I know it's a lot deeper in there than what the Pioneer was. So the way I figure is if I was able to get comms in the Pioneer, I should be able to get comms in this helmet considerably easier. So other than that, I don't have a whole lot else to say about the helmet. I like it. I do wish I would have got a larger size. Both these helmets are in medium, and the Explorer certainly feels a lot tighter on my face than the Pioneer did when I got it new. And I'm pretty skinny guy, a pretty pinhead, so I'm gonna keep it and just hope that the cheek pads break in. But if you're on the cusp on whether or not to get a larger or medium, you might size up. Again, as far as the new helmet goes, some of the stuff that it came with the LS2 bag. Came with this bag as well, which is pretty nice. You know, it's not gonna stay white for long. It came inside of this little bag here, came a helmet support. That's nice. I don't know if I use it, but it's sharp. And it came with a pin lock. I think it says on their webpage that it comes with a pin lock, but I either forgot or didn't realize that. So that's sharp. Yeah, I mean, if you didn't see on the visor, yeah, it's pin lock ready. So I'm excited about that because this one fogged up pretty gnarly. I don't have a whole lot of bad things to say about this helmet here. It did me real well, and I'll still use it. But it seemed like they took what was, you know, nitpicky about this helmet and fixed it with the Pioneer, at least in, you know, for most of it. So I'm really excited to see how it does on the road. Hopefully it's a quieter helmet, because that was my main complaint. So anyway, I hope that helps out for anybody that was interested in it, and I'll let you all go. Good luck helmet hunting.